Alrighty, it is April 1st. Let's get this started with our April physical media collection update. I had went to go see A Working Man this weekend, and I stopped by a Super Mega Replay and picked up 6 titles. And then I also went by a couple flea market, kind of indoor flea market things, consignment shops, and I found one thing there, and that is what we're going to start off with. Speed 2. I have Speed 1 on Blu-ray. For one, can't barely remember this movie. But 2, I think it's a pretty good movie. I mean, Sissel and Ebert said 2 thumbs up, so I obviously wanted this to complete the collection, and I wanted to watch them back to back, and as you can see, I paid $4 whole for that. All right, next up is Super Mega Replay. If you've never been to those, they're Southern Indiana, I think Southern Illinois. There's one in Owensboro, Kentucky, but they are, as long as I've known, run a deal where you buy 5 movies, get one for free, get the 6th for free, basically, or anything used. It could be video games, anything. Of course, your free one is the cheapest title, and so I saved that for last. But first up, I got The Others on Blu-ray. Now, I know there is a 4K release of this movie, but it's always super expensive. It's never really gone down very much in my Amazon cart. And I had this on DVD. This is one of my favorite suspense, I guess you could say, horror movies from the early 2000s. I really love this movie, and I do want the 4K, but for $13, I figured I'd upgrade it from DVD and maybe get the 4K later when it's cheaper. Really cool movie if you haven't seen The Others. I love it. I picked up Inside Out 2. I just got the Blu-ray for this one. One, because I didn't really love the movie. I do really like the slip. I think it's really cool. And for $14, and I have the regular Inside Out in just Blu-ray, so I figured since I don't love Inside Out, I would just get these movies on Blu-ray. I don't need them on 4K. I don't need everything Disney in 4K. I'm already doing Marvel and Star Wars in 4K, so Pixar movies, I'll just pick and choose which ones I want in 4K. So that's a cool pickup. This was a blind buy for $10. I don't know if this is any good. I really like Nick Cage, so that can probably alter my opinion of things. But it sounds cool, and it sounds like my kind of movie. So if you've seen this movie, let me know if this is worth $10, basically. I thought it might be. So we'll see. I'll watch it eventually. This was $10.99. I have this movie on Blu-ray, but I really like this movie, and then I thought the 4K would be cool, and it had the slip. So I thought it was worth $11 to upgrade to 4K. Really good movie, based on a true story kind of movie there. This one was only $4. A Space Between Us. I remember enjoying this movie. I really like Britt Robinson, and I like Asa Butterfield too, but I remember this is not a great movie, but kind of what put it, one, it's only $4 and I didn't own it, so I thought I want to watch it again. But then also it does have an alternate ending, if you can see that sticker there. So I've never seen the alternate ending, so maybe I'll have a different opinion if I watch the alternate ending. And then finally, my free movie, and it's a good one. As the guy at the checkout said, you got Fan 4 Stick for free. I've only ever heard Darth Easy call it Fan 4 Stick, so I just thought it was funny that the guy at the cash register called it that too. This is the Digibook, is what I call a Digibook. It has a 26-page photo diary for this movie. I only saw it the one time in theaters. Didn't love it. Love Kate Mara. But I wanted to have all the Fantastic Fours, obviously, because I'm going to rewatch them before the new Fantastic Four. And I have a non-MCU Marvel collection, so this was one that I was missing. And I thought it was cool to get this little Digibook version of the movie for $4. Well, actually for free. So that is it for now. Alrighty, we're about middle of April, and got a few things here. Nothing too crazy, but, building the collection one thing at a time. First up, my most recent pickup. I found this at Walmart, at a Walmart a little bit far away from me. They had a bunch of copies of this, and they only wanted $20, which I thought was pretty good for a pretty new release, 4K with the slip. I really enjoyed this movie, so I thought that was a cool find to get it. Um, you know, I like having the slip. This has got a bunch of bonus features too, which I'm looking forward to getting into. Great movie. Really cool to find that. I got some Switch games. This one I found at my local pawn shop. Actually, I had to order a replacement case. I got it for $20 at a pawn shop near me, but it was a smoker, so the case was kind of yellowed. So I got a replacement case for it. So all in, I think I'm like $25 in or something. But I didn't really know much about this game. I think it's worth 30 or more. It just is one of those games that has a really cool style, and I'm trying to build up the Switch collection, so that was pretty cool. Switch games are hard to get for cheap, to be honest. I'm not having much luck with it. Ori the Collection. So I have played the first Ori game, The Blind Forest, I think is the first one. Yeah. I never played Will o' the Wisps. Always wanted to, and I thought these would be perfect games to play on the Switch. And I got this collection for, I got it on Nakari, so obviously I had credit on there. So honestly, it was free, but I feel like it was like $25-ish maybe for this collection. So pretty good deal, especially for games that I've been wanting to play the sequel to that, so it'd be cool to fire up on the Switch. And the last Switch game here, I got this at a game exchange. I know Civ 7 just came out, but I thought Civ 6 would be a cool game to play on the Switch. Once again, I'm looking for games, time killer kind of games, games I can play when I'm out and about, traveling, or I'm out doing DoorDash and have time to kill or something. So, I like the Civ games. I'm obviously playing them on PC mostly, but I thought it would be cool. I got this at Game Exchange for around $15, so it's pretty cheap. And I got this game at that same Game Exchange for around $15. No. I got this at a game store in Clarksville for $15. I've never played Knack or Knack 2, but I had Knack on PS4, so I basically was just getting this to have them both. At some point in time, they do have pretty decent reviews, so at some point in time, I will give the Knack games a try. It was under $5, probably like $3 or something. I just didn't have it in the PS2 collection. Love the movie. I'm a sucker for buying movie games, even though a lot of them suck. All right, the rest of these are movies I got at a Goodwill for $2. So not necessarily good movies, but some of them are sealed. The Fault in Our Stars, as you can see, it is a sealed copy for $1.99. I've seen it once. I don't remember particularly loving it, but I do like Shailene Woodley. The House. I think I've seen it. Will Ferrell, Amy Poehler, sealed, $1.99. Legend of the Guardians, the Owls of Ga'Hoole. I've seen this once. This is a Zack Snyder directed movie, and I remember visually it was really good. I can't remember if I liked it or not, but another movie for $1.99. Here's a movie I've never seen, Doolittle with the Slip, Robert Downey Jr. I don't know. It's an epic adventure. Let me know. Is that a movie worth $1.99? Dirty Grandpa, I've seen once. It was with the Slip for $1.99. Has gag reel and stuff. Zac Efron. I don't know. Can't really remember if I liked it. Homefront with the Slip, $1.99. I love finding good deals at Goodwills, especially movies with slips or sealed. This movie, I remember, I think I'd like this movie. This is another one of those Jason Statham. I'm sure he's some kind of retired Marine or something. I'm not 100% sure, but it's another one of those Jason Statham working man type movies. But yeah. Alrighty, it is April 20th. I have done a couple online sales. I did some Walmart clearance. Just got a bunch of random stuff here. It's mostly video games, and some pops and stuff. So let's get into it real quick here. I am going on a work trip in a couple days, and so I'll be stopping in some places that I don't normally go, in probably the Lexington, Elizabethtown area. So looking forward to seeing some stuff I haven't been to in a while. But let's get started here. First, let's start with the Walmart clearance. Everything I go every time in my local Walmart, I go to really any Walmart. I go to the clearance aisle, look for. A lot of times there's not movies, but a lot of times there is Funko Pops and video games. So the first thing I got, which I had my eye on these things for a long time. They had them at Walmart for a while. They're like VH shaped. I don't know what you would call them. They come out of this little box, and they have, like, you can hang them up, you can put them in your movies. It's just decoration. And I had always looked at the dresses. They wanted like $20 originally for these. Well, I don't think they sold, so they had them in clearance aisle, and I grabbed the Jurassic Park one for $5. Pretty cool. It comes with a free movie rental, and like I said, this comes out of this box. So what I'll probably end up doing is putting this with, I have kind of like a Jurassic Park section. I really love Jurassic Park. So I'll put this with my Jurassic Park stuff. And I think it's cool for $5. I got some Funko Pops for $5. Originally I thought, I'll just get these and sell them. But of course I don't have any of these, because these are from season 2. So we got Bela Targaryen. I didn't have her. It's a lot of the children. We got Jacaerys, Valerian. All these are $5. I actually got 2 Jacaeryses, so I will be selling one of these. And I scanned them all. They're all worth, some are only worth like $10 to $15. Some are worth like $25. I think Jacaerys was one of them, so. Rhaenyra, and you can't ever tell with Funko Pops. They fluctuate so much in price. I've had ones that were worth nothing that are worth $100 now, and then I have ones that started off worth $100 and now are worth nothing. So it doesn't really matter, because I just hold on to most of mine. I don't usually sell them. So when you find a bunch for $5, I just grab them up and we'll see what happens. But I got Grown Up, Rhaenyra Targaryen. And then I've got Alicent Grown Up. So I had the season 1 versions of Alicent and Rhaenyra, but now I have the grown up version of them. So pretty cool. You know me, I'm a big House of the Dragon guy, and I got a whole Game of Thrones House of the Dragon section in my house. So another Funko Pop. This one I bought off Amazon. So if you have known me for long, I love Ahsoka. She's my favorite Star Wars character. I have every Ahsoka Funko Pop, except for I didn't have this one. This is from the new show, and this was real cheap. This was in the $5 range, so on Amazon. I think it's like maybe $6 or $7. Can't really 100% remember, but not bad to complete my Ahsoka collection. Picked this up at a pawn shop yesterday, actually, or at it was a consignment store type thing. And it was $5. And I didn't have the original Ninja Turtles at all. I've got the newer ones, the new Michael Bay ones, but I didn't have this one. And I still need to get the animated Ninja Turtles from a couple years ago. That is on my wish list to get. But I enjoy even the original Ninja Turtles. I'm a Ninja Turtles guy. I'm a 90s kid. I also picked up What Women Want. Actually, I accidentally bought 2 copies of this movie. I thought I had this on DVD. I've been wanting to rewatch it. I like this movie. It's pretty cool. It's Mel Gibson. He can read women's thoughts. And I wanted to add it to the collection. Accidentally bought 2. Returned one of them. It was under $10. It was like $7-8. Same for this one. I have a bunch of movies in my Amazon cart. This was one of them. I have this on DVD, so this is a DVD to Blu-ray upgrade. I like Wild Wild West. It's goofy, but it's a fun time. And once again, this was like $7-8, so not bad. Moving on back into the video game section, I've got my first, I mean, I guess you could call this a pro controller, but just a controller, in my opinion. I want to have at least 4 controllers with my Switch system so we can play multiplayer games. That's kind of a big thing with Nintendo, is a lot of Mario Kart and Smash Brothers and Mario Party. So, and I don't have any controllers to get ready for it. So this was my first one. I thought it was cool. It was on sale at Best Buy for $29, I think, which I think was a steal, because if you look at the new Switch controllers, they're going to be like $80+. So I don't have to have all the fancy features. I would prefer it to be wireless, and I like to have different controllers, so you can be like, hey, you get the Pikachu controller today. So that's why I went with it, even though I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan either, but I do like Pikachu, and for $29 I thought that's a steal for my first controller. Speaking of Switch collection stuff, I got this out on Best Buy as well. I'm pretty sure it was under $10. Best Buy was doing, I think Ubisoft in general was clearing out a lot of their games. But Best Buy had this on sale. I think it was like $10, $15. And I actually already have this on PS5, but I've yet to play it. And so I thought it'd be cool to add it to the Switch collection, because maybe I'd have time to play it more remotely, and especially for that price. Let's see. Let's put these over here. I guess we'll go with more part of that Best Buy sale. I don't like how it's loose in there. Got Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 remastered. So the original first Tomb Raider games, which I think I have on PS1. But these are remastered, and like I said, this was like $15 on their sale at Best Buy. So pretty cool. And if I ever want to replay these games now, this will be the way I play them. This game was $5 on that Best Buy side. Another Ubisoft game. I actually had this in my wish list because it's like a party game kind of situation. So 1 to 4 players. So pretty cool. I went ahead and grabbed it. I don't know how fun it is, but for $5, I'm grabbing it. Then I happened upon, because I check Cheap Ass Gamer every once in a while for game deals, and I happened to call upon this site Video Game Plus, who was doing a sale on some games, and I picked up a couple games from them. The total was $30 for 2 games, and so about $15 a piece. And if I remember correctly, one was like 10 and one was 20. But first one is 2 Point Campus, PS5 Enrollment Edition. I'm not even 100% sure what is in this box, because it's got one of those thicker boxes. There must be something in there. But I love this game on PC, and so I thought it was cool I think this was the $10 one, to add to the PS5 collection. And then I've had this in my wish list for a while, the first 3 Metal Gear Solids, and I'm pretty sure they're going to do a second collection that's going to have other Metal Gear Solid games. So it's always cool to me that you'll be able to, on PS5, play all the Metal Gear Solid games. And have never been my cup of tea, Metal Gear Solid, but these are some of the all-time classics. So of course I want them in my collection. And like I said, this was like $20 maybe on the on this VGP game sale. So not bad pickup there. Alrighty, I just got back from a work trip, and I stopped at a couple Goodwills and video game stores, half-price books, that kind of thing, and got a few random things as expected. I like to do that when I go places I don't normally go. So this was all in Elizabethtown and Lexington. I'll do video games first. I picked up this video game, Frostpunk, for $13.99 from Game Exchange. I've played this game. I have it on PC. Was interested to try the console version, and I thought $14 was a good price. I think I checked and it was worth over $20, so I thought it was a good deal also. This game I've had on my wish list for quite a while. It's a Suikoden game I've never played before. I am a big Suikoden fan, and this one somehow bypassed me. It's a tactics game for PS2. This was actually, I think it's worth $35, so I paid under, and it is complete in box, which is really cool. That is it for games. Now we're going to get into some movies here. As you can see, got this at Half Price Books, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I enjoyed this movie. I have the first Shazam over there in regular Blu-ray, so I figured I'd just get this one in regular Blu-ray, and I thought $10 was a pretty good deal. Now I have it. I'm almost got the DCEU complete, which is pretty funny, just in time for it to be rebooted. I think I still need Blue Beetle. That might be the only thing left I need for the DCEU. Got this for $1.59 from Goodwill. Don't pay attention to that tag at the top. That is an old tag from Mega Replay, it looks like. Public Enemies. I think I've seen this movie. This is like a gangster Johnny Depp movie. But it's been a while. But it's got a cool cast, and for $1.59, and I didn't own it, so adding it to the collection. I keep picking this up. It was $1.59. I'm gonna check to see, because this has the code, and I'm gonna check to see if mine needs a condition upgrade. It might not. I don't know. Haven't looked yet. But for $1.59, if not, I'll sell it. Why him? I thought I had this movie, but I did not. And this I got for $10 at Game Exchange. And like I said, I didn't own it. I do remember enjoying this movie, so I thought it was a pretty good deal for $10 for the 4K. Ex Machina. I had this movie on Blu-ray, and so this is a 4K upgrade. I really enjoyed this. This is probably my favorite Alex Garland movie. Really cool, and I wanted the 4K version, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. $10 at Game Exchange. Another Game Exchange film. This is Black Hawk Down for $7.99. I own this movie on Blu-ray. It's one of those weird Sony fat cases. And actually, I don't know. I may need to swap this out because it kind of looks weird, doesn't it? Anyways, I had this movie on Blu-ray. This has got the Blu-ray and the 4K. And for $8, that's a pretty good deal. I really like that movie too. Sum of All Fears. To be honest, I can't remember this movie, but this was, I have this on DVD. So this is DVD all the way to 4K for $10 from Half Price Books. And if I owned it on DVD, that means I probably liked it. And it's got a cool cast: Morgan Freeman, Ben Affleck. It looks like it's a Jack Ryan movie, so I have to recheck that out. Bumblebee. Funny story about this. I have this movie on Blu-ray, but I am trying to get all my Transformers movies over to 4K. So $13 to get this in 4K is cool, but I got this at a Game Exchange, as you can see there, and it didn't have the slip. Well, then I went to a different Game Exchange, and they had one with the slip, and I got the guy to just give me the slip, which was kind of funny. I was like, oh, I'll trade this in. I've got the receipt. And he was like, nah, you can just have the slip. So he just gave me the slip, which was cool. For us weird people who like to have the slips, he got me. This is another $1.59 from Goodwill. No Country for Old Men. I have never seen this movie, and a lot of people rave about this as a really, really good movie, and I thought it's probably worth owning on Blu-ray. It's won Best Picture way back in 2007. I need to watch it. Another $1.59 Goodwill movie. This is a sealed copy of The Help. I have seen The Help. It is a good movie. I did not own it, so for $1.59 for a sealed copy, pretty cool. Another $1.59. We got Zero Dark 30. I can't remember if this is sealed or not. I've seen this movie once. I don't remember liking it, but for $1.59, I'll give it a chance again. We'll see. Yeah, I know it's got the Half Price Books, but I did get it for $1.59 from Goodwill there. This has been around. And then last but not least, I think I own this movie. If not, I have the Vacation movie. I have to go and look. But if not, either, regardless, it was $6 for the Steelbook version, which comes with the Blu-ray and the DVD of Christmas Vacation. Even though I may own this, I have not seen Vacation or Christmas Vacation. I've only seen the remake. So I do need to watch these movies. Everybody loves these. If I own Christmas Vacation, I will be swapping it out with the Steelbook version. All right, one final pickup for April, and it was kind of random. It is this Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It started getting really good reviews last week, and then even people I knew were telling me I was really going to like this game, and they're not wrong. It is a really fun game. I played it over the weekend. It was $50. I went and got it at Game Exchange because Amazon was going to take forever to get it shipped to me. Glad I got it. Really cool game. Turn-based, kind of old school JRPG kind of feel to it, but beautiful so far, and I'm interested in completing it. That is it for the month of April. Seems like a lot of stuff. We'll see how May goes. Until next time, this is Rainy Cage. Peace out.